Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the morning meeting of the virtual hedge fund we call the ARMR Investing Way. Thanks for joining. Let's cover the risk monitor and macro changes to the market, if any. What's the color right now? Green. Will it change yellow or red? We're going to talk about what would do that. So are we seeing a buying opportunity right now in the big cap tech, S&P, NASDAQ 100 stuff, or are we seeing something else? Then we're going to shift to the highlighted stock group sector of the day. It has to be silver, has to be precious metals, has to be commodities. And we're going to talk about that. And then we'll drop down into top stocks that are on our whiteboard that we may add to the portfolio. So making sure the right mix and balance in the portfolio that we're running. And we'll wrap it up with a discussion of our carry trading portfolio. We made a small change to our execution strategy yesterday, and it immediately paid dividend. So I'm going to show you how we did. It's a very simple change, but it had a profound impact on the performance yesterday. So we're going to keep executing that way, and I'll share it with you. As always, whatever I share, whatever you read, anywhere you're collecting information at the end of the day to figure out your strategy, your risk tolerance, your goals, and make your own decisions. You got to be the smart money. Okay. So without further ado, let's dive into the stock market first, the big picture, and I want to look at the Qs with you. Okay, we're going to start by looking at the Qs. The algo we have for that index, we have 10 algos calibrated for 10 different parts of the ARMR risk monitor, and that is the leader along with the NASDAQ 100. So if we saw those weighted indexes break down, yes, there'd be a shift to yellow in the risk monitor, but it would be my expectation looking at previous markets and previous risk monitor moves like this, that first move to the 50 would set up another buying opportunity. It wouldn't be the beginning of the end. So we'll go to yellow because we'll say, okay, something's changing here. We have to be defensive, maybe carry a little more cash, but really we're looking to put that cash back to work. So where would I put that cash back to work? Before I jump into what our, highlighted group of the day is, which is going to be, commodities. We're going to go to our whiteboard and say, okay, what are the top names on our whiteboard? I want to get back onto my Meta position, right? If Meta holds up here, so this is the breakaway from the earnings. Now it's making a consolidation. If it holds up here, I might add my Meta back to the portfolio. Let's take a look at NET. So NET is in a downtrend right now. If it holds a double bottom and breaks above 100, I'm still going to get on NET, right? How about Uber? I've been off of Uber for a long time. It's building a base going back to February, right? Waiting for the 50-day moving average to come up to it. That might be something I put some money in, right? So it just depends on what the market does. At the same time, I may just go long TQQQ, and that would be my allocation for the ARMR Special Situations Fund. You might say, why would I do that? Well, we've booked profits in Amazon, Microsoft, Meta. We've taken a lot of technology out of the Special Situations Fund. That whole fund now, with the exception of one stock, is commodity related. We've made the entire shift to commodities starting in March, early March. So we've had massive alpha compared to the market by focusing on commodities. And we're going to get to our commodity, highlighted stock group of the day in a minute. But why would I use TQQQ? Because I want to have some balance in that Special Situations Fund if this is just a consolidation in big cap tech before they make the next big move. Okay, so boom, goes like this. I want to have a piece there. And now let's get to the highlighted, and it has to be, it would be totally unfair to use any other highlighted group or stock of the day, and it's got to be Sprott Physical Silver. Now you can use any silver asset you want. I do own double silver through AGQ, but for the sake of this conversation and for the reflection of where I have the largest exposure, it's Sprott Physical Funds, both gold and silver. Okay. What you're looking at here is a massive 3+ year pennant wedging pattern. This is a wedge. It's a bottoming wedge on all of silver. ARMR Algo got us long silver on the 29th of February, right in that green box. We talked about you can add to it right here, right? So we increased position size right there, and now it blew out yesterday. It's totally out of a 3+ year bottoming wedge. I don't just highlight silver today. If you go through all of the commodity charts, you're going to get a lot of charts that look like silver. 3+ year wedging pattern breaking out. There's a group move in commodities. We're on it. We started late February, early March. Added alpha to ARMR portfolios because special situations is almost 100% commodities. Let's look at a couple other commodity positions. Just look at, let's say, gold. Okay, gold's even better, right? Gold's already blown out to new highs. Look at the leadership in gold. Now go back to silver. Silver's not at the new high, right? That's up here. Gold is leading the commodity complex, having blown out of a huge cup and handle base. And again, we're on it right there, right in that green box. And we've traded it all the way up. Let me tell you something, friends. Dad and I have been running money for a long time together. And in 2005, we started a couple hedge funds. And one of them was a precious metals only hedge fund. For a decade, we ran that portfolio, had a lot of success. You and I have been trading precious metals since 2020, and we've had a lot of success. We've been trading it. Take a good look at this chart, okay? That's gold. That looks like some type of growth stock. That almost looks like, if you look at that chart right there, that looks a little bit like a crypto. It's blowing out, okay? Silver's just getting started, up another 2% this morning. So my comment to you while I've been trading it aggressively with you since 2020 and making money at it, this may be the beginning of an epic move in the precious metals complex and the rest of the commodity space. I don't have time on this call to go over all the reasons why, the short squeezes, the Chinese cornering of the market, and all of these things that have been building for the last 3+ years, probably longer. But what I will say is now's the time to err on the side of riding the bull. I don't want to trade him aggressively. I want to ride him. Now, we're going to use stops. We're not going to force our will on the market. So we're going to use stops. If what I'm saying today turns out not to be true, we'll be out. But I will give it some more room. I'm going to let it trade because I think there's something big unfolding. And what I don't want to do is trade out of the position and then overnight have it lock limit up 10%. That would be a tragedy. We've worked too hard for this. So we'll follow it up with stops. We'll give it some more room because when you get short squeezes, you get violent trading down and then skyrockets. So you have to have a position size where you can manage the volatility and capture the upside because we could be at the start of something epic. Let's look through a couple other charts. It's not just gold and silver. If it was just gold and silver, maybe not. Maybe I'd say, well, we don't know. But look at what's going on in energy. Okay, let's take a look at energy, for instance. Huge pennant formation. That's U.S. exploration companies. It's just coming out. We were buying the names down here. I'm showing you the ETF. We're buying individual names. We're trading them, but we have individual energy stocks. You could just use XOP, but look at the pennant formation it's blowing out of. How about OIH? This is a really nice uptrend in service stocks. Schlumberger just made a major acquisition today. Probably gooses the service stocks. XLE. These are the big cap energy stocks, guys. What are we talking about here? This is like massive pennant breakouts. Look at this. This is the commodity complex. If you don't have commodity exposure, if you're over focused on AI, you're missing the beginning of a massive move up in the commodity complex. We added copper yesterday. Look at the pennant breakout in copper. And the leader of the day right now is silver. As we all know, there's a short squeeze potential in silver that could be epic. I just scrolled through some of the commodity complex with you. We could spend all day doing this. Every single commodity is blowing out. All right, guys, listen, I got to run. ARMR Insiders, I'll see you at 9:30. We'll get the live stream going. ARMR Report. Subscribers, don't forget, you can always ask me questions in the comment section of this video. I'm happy to answer it. And you guys are on your own the rest of the day. And anybody else who needs more help and more guidance, feel free to pick up the phone, give me a call. I'm happy to chat with you and see if a relationship to work together makes sense. All right, everybody, have a safe and successful trading session. And remember, at the end of the day, to be the smart one.